Hello everyone and welcome. Today we are going to do a winter Disney project. I'm going to make a Mickey and a Minnie snowman, snowwoman, out of styrofoam and fuzzy socks. So what I'm going to use are some styrofoam discs for the base. I got these 2 for $1 at the Dollar Tree. The size is 4.8 inches in diameter. Then I'm going to use for the body a 3.8 inch, actually two 3.8 inch styrofoam balls that are smooth. And then for the ears, I'm going to use, for each snowman, I'm going to use 2 ears that are 2.3 inches styrofoam balls. Now these are not the smooth ones, but I didn't see the smooth ones, and since it's for the ears, I thought it would be fine to use the one that's a little more snowy looking. You're also going to need some fuzzy decorated socks. I got these from the Dollar Tree. You could use anything like this. I'm going to also use some skewers. You could use extra long toothpicks or dowel rods, whatever works easiest for you. I got this whole thing for like $1 at Target, so I'm going to use these. I'm going to use some black felt for the faces. I'm going to use some toothpicks for helping with the ears. You're going to need hot glue and maybe some of the little elastic bands or some string to help tie some things together. And maybe some other decorations if you want. But that's what you need to start. So to get started, I'm going to unwrap my foam balls and get myself ready to go, and I'll come right back to you. Alright, so we're going to take the 2 larger balls, and this styrofoam ball has like has an edge that I don't want to be in the middle. I want it to be on the sides where you're not going to notice it as much, so that this will be the front of the belly, if you want to call it that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my skewer and find the center along this edge the best I can, and carefully start to push this through. Trying to keep it nice and straight. It's better to keep it on there. Let's see, it's not through yet. Actually, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it there because I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get it all the way through, and just take some wire cutters and snip it right about here. And then I'm going to use, let's see if I can do the other end here. No, that's probably more than I need. Go ahead and snip this in just about in half and try to put it in the bottom end right under here. Make sure I do it in the middle. Now that doesn't want to go because it doesn't have a nice point, so I'm going to go ahead and use another one of these with the point and see how well it works that way. I'm going to go ahead and snip it to about the same size, so I don't have to try to snip it afterward. So we're going to go right where we were and up in center or close to the center. I mean, it doesn't have to be if you want it more. Stuff on the bottom there. Push it down. So now it's secured to the base. Okay, so for the next part, I am going to use an awl to make a hole. You could also just use another one of the skewers, but I thought this might be a little bit easier. Okay, so then I can put this right in there. So far we have a snowman shape. And I think I will add, well, maybe I don't need to add any hot glue. It's sticking pretty good, so just leave that like that. Now, before I add the ears and other things, I'm going to actually make a scarf. Well, let me show you how we make the hat first. So, just because putting the scarf on now will be a lot easier than trying to put it on when I have the ears on the snowman. So I'm just going to move the snowman out of the way for a moment. And you can see I've made one little hat already out of a sock. And all I did was take this sock that I got from the Dollar Tree. Actually, I'm going to use the red one here instead of this one for the moment. I'm going to cut the tags off. And we're just going to cut it just past the heel section, right here. Just going to cut it straight across. Just like that. So that we can roll it up, and I'll show you. Now if we were just doing a regular snowman, this would be real easy because we would just put it on like that. We can roll it up. Let me zoom out a little bit so you can see it just a little bit easier. So you'd be able to do that and it'd be perfect. And in our case, we're gonna take our little ears and we're gonna poke them right through. But to make the hat look a little cuter, with this one, when I put it on, I have a little more than I need, which I might actually trim. But you know, you're gonna roll it up a little bit, and then this toe part that has a lot of solid color, I grabbed together and used one of these hair elastics. So take this one off so you can see what I'm doing. Put it on here. Took one of these, you can't see. Took one of the hair elastics and just grabbed this little section that is the toe portion of the sock and wrapped it up, and then just kind of pull it out like a little poof ball. Do that off camera again. So just pull it out to make it look like a little poof on top. So it'll be like that. And you can tell I cut this one a little bit smaller, which I'm not sure which I like better, the longer or the shorter or the smaller. Now also, when I do Minnie and I do the hat, I haven't decided yet, but I might, oh, would help if I turn this the right way. This is the way I want it. No, it was this way. Just a personal taste thing. It's not like it has a direction. just like the way the poof that you can play around with. But anyway, I made myself a little bow out of more of the sock, and a little bit I cut off. I was going to, so I folded it together. So for example, here's a sock bit, and I'm going to cut a section. You see that? I cut a section, and then just roll the edges in a little bit and take another one of the elastics and stick it around the middle, and then take another little piece and hot glue it to the center to make a bow. And either, I haven't decided yet if I'm going to add it to the hat like that or just do the bow. So I'm trying to decide as I go. Anyway, so here's the hat. So the next step, like I said, the whole point of this was to get to the scarf. And to do the scarf, I am just going to cut right past the other part of the heel and cut about this wide, I think, and see how that looks. Okay, so then for this, you're just going to stretch it over and do that. And then I'm going to take this bit here and cut this portion of the heel off. Stick it right there. And that'll make your little scarf like that. And you could always do like a little knot. If you wanted. And you can trim this edge so it's not so long. And then just move it the way you want it. And if it's a little loose, we can just put a little glue under there to hold it where you want it in the end. So then we would put our little hat on. And then you can decide. So if this is our front, see on the screen, I have the other smaller styrofoam where I've already put a toothpick in. And I'm just going to decide where I want my ears to go. And the good thing about this is you can always kind of redo them if you don't like where they land, because the hat kind of covers up the holes. So let me see if I can. So I just decided to zoom out a little bit so you can see a little bit more, because I'm not sure. I gotta figure out the camera a little bit better. But so you can see there he's got his ears, his hat, and his scarf. So the next thing would be to work on the face. So for the face, I'm going to use some black felt to make some eyes, which I already have cut out. So I have a nose and some eyes, and I don't know if you can see that like that, but we're just going to hot glue them where we like them, and then we're just going to try to take our awl and make a smile indent along the styrofoam real carefully, because we don't want to add a a smile, although you could, if you wanted to, use some black felt, maybe some circles to make it look like little bits of coal going across to make a smile if you wanted to, or you could not have a smile at all. So let me show you real quick before we do the face that if I was going to do this as the bow, I would just take this bit here and fold in the sides just a little, and this might be a little bit small. It wants to curl in, so I'm going to flip it inside out because it really doesn't look that different either way. This one's a little bit smaller, but it probably would still work. So you would bring it together in the middle after you flip the sides, the edges in to hide the cut edges. And then get one of your little elastics or a piece of string and wrap it around the middle, and you can kind of fix the edges. And then you can take another piece that you have left over and kind of create a center of the bow. Like that. And we would just hot glue it and glue it to the front like that. So that's how you could do a bow. Alright, so now we need to do our face pieces. And you know, for this, I'm actually going to get some pins and pin where I want them to go so I can see and not mess up. So give me 1 minute, I'll be right back. Okay, so I pinned my felt on to my styrofoam just so I knew where I wanted them to go. So I'm just going to gently lift an edge. Put a little bit of glue so that I can tack the top down so it goes where I want it to go. I'm also going to do that with the nose. Just being sure not to get glue on the pin. Let it sit for a minute. So that's what he looks like so far. I'm gonna give that a minute, and then I'm gonna take the pins out and glue the rest down. So the next step is to add a little bit of a mouth. And I'm just going to take my awl or skewer, get that fuzz off, and just kind of carefully sort of draw it or etch it into the styrofoam. Just a little. Like that. You can see a smile there. If I was going to make this mini, I think I would just add a couple little eyelashes out of felt. Okay, so I cut some tiny bits of felt to make eyelashes. It was not easy. And we're gonna see what we can do with them. Actually, this one I need to cut just a tiny bit smaller. And the other. So now we have a Minnie. And then I showed you to do the bow, and I decided to add a little snowflake to the center of the bow. I think I'm just going to glue that on right here between her ears. And of course, you don't have to do the bow. Sorry about that, it wasn't on camera. You don't have to do the bow if you like Minnie without the bow. I also found a snowflake ornament that I have laying around, and I'm going to put it over here on her scarf, like this. So I'm just going to add some hot glue to that. And just stick it over here like this. Like that. Just hold it there. And then I'm going to add, I found I had some red flower sequins that remind me of poinsettias a little bit. So I'm going to make that her little buttons. I think I'm going to do 2. I'm just going to put some glue on here. Try to put it in the center. And I need another one. So I'll come back to that in a minute. So that's my Minnie. And like I said, I'll add another one of these. I just gotta go pick it up. And then here we go. There is what she's looking like. Her scarf and her hat, her face. So now I want to do a Mickey to go with her. So here's the finished product. I think they turned out really cute for a really quick and inexpensive way to decorate for winter. It's definitely a project you could involve your kids in. There's Mickey. You could add little accessories, flowers, snowballs. If you made these at Christmas time, you could add Christmas presents, candy canes, all kinds of things. It came out really cute. And they're decent size. I'd say they're about 10.5 inches tall. And they were really fun to make. I hope you all had a wonderful holiday season and that you'll keep coming back to join me. I have some Valentine's Day ideas coming up soon. I hope you enjoyed this craft with me today, and I hope you'll come back for more. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye-bye.